All right, and good morning, everyone. Getting ready for another community conversations, and we are joined by the men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. They are celebrating their Founders Day, and we are just excited to talk to them. So, everyone, please stand by. We'll be going live shortly.
We entertain. Jonesboro's community radio station. KLEK 102.5 FM.
Hey, Brother McGanzy, how much time we got to go live?
Let's see, about a minute and 15 seconds.
Okay, let me know when I got about 20 seconds.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Sticking faster politics to address the UK's biggest challenges. News for this hour is made possible by St. Bernard's Healthcare.
Bring my shares on.
With the Oliverian Benedictine Sisters in Jonesboro, St. Bernard's has provided healthcare services for 122 years. St. Bernard's Healthcare is a nonprofit organization.
The Foundation of Arts is a nonprofit organization located in downtown Jonesboro, serving all of Northeast Arkansas and beyond through live entertainment, including monthly theater productions and concert series, arts education classes in art, theater, and dance, as well as outreach programming, such as Pay What You Can performances.
I already got some people on our live feed. Good morning, Bethany. Appreciate you for checking in. All right, looks like we got the JAC poll mark about to join us. All right, about 20 seconds, Cornelius.
All right.
Actually got the intro, so it's like 20 plus, maybe like 20 more, but they say if you're on time, you're late. So
Hey, I was about 10 minutes before until I saw that coffee.
Yeah, I got you. All right, the intro is rolling. We're gonna be getting started in 25 seconds for real.
Cheers.
All right, here we go, gentlemen.
What's going on, fellas?
All right. KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Thursday. It's January 5th, 2023. This is Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is here with you, and I am joined by the gentlemen of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, representing the Jonesboro Alumni chapter, and they are good friends of mine personally and also supporters of KLEK. But we're going to go ahead and just kind of kick it off and let each person on the call introduce themselves and just kind of let everybody know about Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, who want to kick this thing off, or am I just go around the horn?
We'll start with Harold. He's the eldest brother in the room.
Listen, that's the oddest conversation to have. Harold Watts, Spring 97 Theta Mu chapter, currently serving as the keeper of exchequer for the Jonesboro Alumni.
All right.
Good morning, Leonard Smith. Currently the poll mark, which is in the world of Kappa Alpha Psi, president of the Jonesboro Alumni chapter, Spring 98 initiative of Theta Mu. Good morning, everybody.
Okay.
Good morning, Tavicchio Banks, Fall 2001 initiative, Theta Mu chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi. I'm currently serving as the vice poll mark for the Jonesboro Alumni chapter.
Cornelius Moore, Spring 2009 initiative of Jonesboro Alumni chapter. And good morning to my brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi all over. Happy Founders Day.
Absolutely. Okay. So now I actually will call names. So I'll start with Leonard since you are the poll mark. So just kind of tell the listeners and the viewers a little bit more about the fraternity.
Okay, man, I'll be more than happy to do that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm at work, so I'm trying to be cool.
Okay, well, I won't pick on you too much more after this.
Yes, sir. So
they know what's up.
Right. So a little bit about it, man. I want to make sure everybody understands that Kappa Alpha Psi was born in an environment saturated by racism. At the time of its inception, less than 1% of the population on campus was African American. They were not allowed to live on campus, and the only extracurricular activity they were allowed to participate in was track and field. Two students at the time, Elder Watson Diggs and Byron Kenneth Armstrong, had both attended Howard University together and had seen fraternities on that campus, and they wanted to bring the same type of unity to Indiana University. So they came together and they wanted to do something, start a social group, but focus more on achievement and well-being of its members. So they decided to get together and create this organization to promote the spiritual, social, intellectual, and moral welfare of all its members. And on January 5th, 1911, which is why we're here, Kappa Alpha Nu was founded on IU's campus. Now, as I stated initially, this organization was born in an environment of racism. I mean, the campus was saturated by it. So on April 15th of 1915, due to the issue with Kappa Alpha Nu, many of the students on campus were substituting another N word for that Nu. They changed the name to Kappa Alpha Psi. And that's how we are, where we are today. Just wanted to give a little background about it, how we got here and what these men went through, man. It's an amazing journey that they went through to found this organization that we're all very, very proud to be members of today.
And I want to just kind of piggyback right quick, because you mentioned about how the fraternity was founded in a place where there was rampant racism. And of course, unfortunately, we are in a state in this country to where that rampant racism, it not only is just still here, but is ramping back up. So to you, and anybody else can answer this as well, why is it important to continue to have your fraternity and of course all the D9 organizations as a whole being at the forefront to combat this racism?
Well, one of the things that we find as we become older members, like ourselves now, we're all doing the same thing. We're all fighting the same fight. We're all walking the same walk. This organization, along with all the others, all the D9 organizations, what our founding and original members went through to get these things started, to get them going. I mean, the amount of sacrifice and hardships that they encountered, those alone are worth us continuing the journey. We are, as African-American people, and we all, of course, all of us attended what is considered a predominantly white institution. It's a constant fight and a constant reminder of what those before us went through. And we want to make sure that we carry this torch as far as we can and pass it on to someone else who can carry it, hopefully a little bit farther.
And of course, again, we're kind of sticking with this same thing. Several of you were initiated in the Theta Mu chapter, which is on the campus of Arkansas State University, which is a predominantly white institution. And for those that out there that are listening, when the D9 organizations came to A-State, it was for kind of a lot of the same reasons, that there wasn't, hardly anything for us as a people to do. And so those charter members of the various organizations, made an effort to bring the various fraternities and sororities to the campus. So let's go talk just a little bit, since we're on the same thread, about the Theta Mu chapter and the role that it has played.
Okay. It came in 1975 in December. The Theta Mu chapter and I are the same age. We are both 47 years old. But yeah, thinking back, man, on what those guys went through, our initial, we had two members, Dr. Wilbert Gaines and Mr. Willie Davis, who were on campus, have been members of the fraternity at other campuses, and unified to bring the organization to ASU in 1975. The Theta Mu chapter had 22 initiates initially and has grown. We're actually in the process of preparing to celebrate its 50th anniversary. We're gathering contact information for guys to get everybody back together so we can collectively celebrate what these men went through in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even today. It's the oddity, man. Now, all of us on here, we're seeing the sons of, previous members now become members of the Theta Mu chapter. these guys joined in the 80s and 70s and sometimes 90s, and now their sons are members of the Theta Mu chapter as well. So the tradition is very strong. Its impact on campus is amazing, and we're hoping to push that forward.
Well, absolutely. And of course, you mentioned that when you said that, I actually thought about Reverend Harry Harvey, who was
Correct.
the of the Theta Mu chapter. I remember DJing his probate, and I didn't DJ his son's probate. I live streamed it, so it's kind of cool to be part of that legacy. But even kind of taking it a little further, we're seeing 3 generations. One of the first members of Theta Mu, my radio mentor, Mr. Raymond Sims, his son pledged Kappa, and now his son just pledged Kappa. So now you're getting into 3 generations and beyond. So it also shows you how much time is flying as well. Anyone else on the call want to add anything? I haven't really heard much from Taviki or Harold just yet.
I don't have anything to add to that. I mean, I think Brother Paul Mark Smith summed it up quite well. I mean, especially going through the history of fraternity, even also with the birth of it on campus. So, that's one of the things that it's been a growing process. We're continuing to cultivate the young men, to mold them to be better than we were, and also leave their mark, but at the same time, leave their landing place in a much better state.
Okay.
I actually think that it's quite impressive for us to take the view that we have today. If you would have asked me back in '97 when I was actually joining the organization, that we would be here today and have the opportunity to see all of the growth and development that we currently see, I wouldn't be able to tell you that all of those things were actually going to take place. I wouldn't be able to tell you that this was a sustainable opportunity that's going to last 20 plus years after I'm actually in the bond. It's grown quite a bit. We've of course had our obstacles and hurdles, but overall it is an organization that has really put forth the effort to be a true positive light in a community setting, offering a real tangible view of positive African-American men doing positive things continuously in a community setting, and offering those individuals the opportunity to really come forward and in full circle and know that 20 years down the line, you may actually be sitting in my chair, still kind of participating in some of the things that we were able to participate in and offer in the community the same support and services that we were able to offer in our youth.
Absolutely. We're speaking with men of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. And let's go to our Facebook shout outs. Bethany Hill says, good morning. Shanquetta Cunningham says, the fraternity that matches our swag. Happy Founders Day. And of course, got the crimson and cream and pink and green hearts. And Vicky Lewis says, way to go. And of course, Cornelius, we see your bride on here, Pastor Catherine Moore. Appreciate you for checking in on our Facebook Live feed. And of course, if you want to have a question or comment, just go ahead and drop them on our Facebook Live feed. So let's kind of get into some of the programs that Kappa Alpha Psi does, both on the national level and on the local level.
Sure, I'll take that on. So the Kappa Alpha Psi, for some of our national programs, and I'll kind of briefly talk about a few, but I want to list to make sure that you guys are aware of the programs that we have. We have Guide Right, Kappa League, Lead Kappa, Undergraduate Leadership Institute, the Kappa Alpha Psi Foundation, and the Achievement Academy. But I want to talk about a few. Basically, the National Service Program of Kappa Alpha Psi is a Guide Right, and a lot of the things that come underneath that, maybe something like the Kappa League. But the purpose of the Guide Right program is to place the training, experience, and life lessons of young, successful men at the disposal of the youth for educational and occupational guidance. So in primarily inspirational and informational in character. So we want to make sure that we continue to evolve in that area, and also inbred those young men that we're coming in contact with to be better men. For the undergraduate, go ahead.
No, I'm saying good.
Yeah, for the undergraduate Leadership Institute, that's basically our training for a leadership program for undergraduate brothers, and that's all over the country. The Achievement Academy, you have, it's designed to enhance the social, professional, and leadership experiences of collegiate members in the fraternity. So that's one of the newer forms of the academy that we're kind of indulging in as well. And some of the things kind of on a local level, we have the Sunday of Hope, which we have various pastors in the area. I know that our brother Harry Harvey at First Baptist, we have Dr. Anthony Coleman in Marion at the Church of Christ there. So these are the things that we're leading for that. And part of that is the Sunday of Hope program. It encourages churches across the country to unite as one body to believers to help children battling pediatric cancer, sickle cell, and other life-threatening diseases. So through this program, churches and congregations show their love and also support the children of St. Jude. More so on a local level as well, we started supporting the March of Dimes here recently. So as a fraternity, just to bring awareness of the members of the importance of maternal health, mental health for men, and just giving back to the local communities. So those are some of the things that we kind of have locally. And I know we're continuously adding to that list and want to get more involved in conjunction with the undergraduate and alumni chapters. Also, so you will be seeing a lot more to come from Kappa Alpha Psi, more so specifically the Theta Mu chapter and the Jonesboro Alumni chapter.
Okay, and we definitely look forward to seeing all of the things that are coming in the pipeline that you mentioned. Anyone else want to contribute anything to that?
I think Brother Banks covered it well. It's still completely and totally mind-boggling to see that we are participating in all of these different activities and opportunities that are really impacting our communities greatly. The organization itself as a whole, to be able to have the national impact that we have, it is beyond belief that we are participating in all of those things. So some of the national recognition from St. Jude, I'm extremely impressed by that, and I know that me as an individual person, I stand fully behind that mission. So it's heartwarming to be a part of an organization that continues to thrive, to be the best that we can be, and participating in all walks of life, and participating in increasing the value of all walks of life. So it's a great place to be.
Yeah, just to add to that, I know we've actually, on a local level, participated in the NEA Food Bank. Right now, Kappa Alpha Psi has an account with NEA Food Bank, to where we've gathered thousands of pounds of food for those that are hungry in our region. So that's something that we're proud of. Also, keeping America beautiful, keeping Arkansas beautiful. Kappa Alpha Psi also has a highway marker to contribute to keeping the city and the highways upkept. And so those are some things, even on a local level, to where we contribute to our local economy.
Okay, and let's go to our Facebook shout outs. Dr. Sharice Jones Brandt says Happy Founders Day. And of course, you just mentioned your brother, new city councilman, Pastor Anthony Coleman, says ship. So already definitely appreciate all of the love. And go ahead and keep those comments going in the Facebook Live. Go ahead and drop those comments. So one thing I wanted to bring up, and you all kind of mentioned earlier about how Dr. Wilbert Gaines was instrumental in starting the chapter. And Dr. Gaines has been instrumental with starting everything, including KLEK. One of the things that JAC did to honor his memory and to help youth was to create the Gears Foundation. And I know KLEK, we have partnered with the Gears Foundation on galas and other events, but let's kind of just let the listeners and viewers know what that organization is and what can we expect from them.
And we appreciate, I share with all of the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi that we appreciate not just what Dr. Gaines has contributed, but what the station has contributed to the pushing of our agendas as a chapter, as a fraternity rather. And so with Gears Foundation, as you have stated, what Gears stands for, being honored after Dr. Gaines, is the Gears, Dr. Gaines Educational Achievement through Resources and Scholarship Foundation. It was started in 2017. And so the purpose of that, we know that Dr. Gaines is very high on education, being that he was he's a part of the circle, as we know. He has history on ASU's campus as being one of the first African-American professors on that campus. And so he is highly decorated and highly honored on that campus. And so we thought it befitting to name that foundation after him and what he has contributed to the educational front. And so what that foundation does, it takes those young men that are high school age, that are graduating from high school in our region, not just Jonesboro, but in the region, or any other young student, high achieving academically, and we highlight them with different resources to help further their education on a higher front, on a higher level, or if they decide to go to the military, or if they decide to go into the workforce immediately after school, we want to be there to partner with them to make sure that they're successful. And so that's what the Gears Foundation is set up for, not only to give scholarship, but also to give resources such as work boots or whatever they may need to travel, going to basic training if they're going to the military, whatever we find out that they need to help them be successful. That's what the Gears Foundation is set up to do.
Very well stated.
Yes, and of course, Gears is a great organization. And again, I definitely have enjoyed partnering with the Gears Foundation and helping, to continue that legacy. Because you're right, Dr. Gaines was and still is very high on education. Coming, from Helena and working his way up. He always liked to give the anecdote from the cotton sack to the Cadillac. And education, made that possible to trade in that cotton sack for a Cadillac. And I'd say that's a pretty good trade right there.
That sounds just like him.
All right, so let's lighten up the mood a little bit. Obviously, there's obviously got to take care of the business part in the service, but kind of talk a little bit about about some of the fun parts of the fraternity. Of course, obviously the canes and being pretty and the shimmy and of course all the ladies.
Uh-oh.
I don't suddenly get yourselves in trouble now.
Yeah, you're right. My pretty lady is on live, so that's all.
Oh yeah, she's already dropping hearts left and right.
There you go.
Oh y'all got silent on that one. All right, but so going into today itself being Founders Day, what are your plans to celebrate and to observe the occasion? Are there any events planned, any fellowship?
There are different outings. Their brothers will be probably fellowshipping, getting together, some dinners, some just event, just to kind of celebrate 112 years of service. So there's multiple things that different chapters are doing. So basically just getting together, just celebrating, having a good time, and also just preparing to do more.
Right.
All right, getting back to our Facebook shouts, Catherine Moore, left a nice little love symbol in the comments. So let's go around the horn because it's something that we always do on these interviews. So tell in your own words why you wanted to become a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. And I'll start with Tavikio since he's top left at least on my screen.
Okay, appreciate it. So for me, growing up in Forest City, Arkansas, I was surrounded by men of Kappa Alpha Psi. Although there are other fraternities and sororities in the area, but this Kappa Alpha Psi particularly caught my eye. Just kind of seeing what the men were doing in the community, and also some of the positions that were being held from the legislator, also from different areas. So just looking at that, and also I knew because we always thought pretty eyes, I'm pretty, so it's like what. I might as well. I'm going for it. So
you honest with it?
I'm gonna shoot my shot. So I'm gonna go, and then just coming from that, just of course it came with a lot of hard work. The community service during the different hours and things like that. So, and then when I attended Arkansas State University, about a year and a half later, and there I was.
Okay. All right, Cornelius.
Oh wow! I thought I was gonna be the last one that went.
No, so I get so we just did Tavikios, Cornelius, Harold, right, and then Leonard.
Hey, listen. Well, since I'm 2009 initiate, but I've been around on campus since 1999. When I first hit the campus, and I already knew, man. Like even with Tavikio said, coming from Forest City, breed Kappas, breed groups down there. So it's like, hey. The influence is there, and not just the prettiness and the canes and all that stuff, but it was more so the impact and also the brotherhood, that I witnessed. So when I met, when I got to campus in '99, I want to say about another semester or so later, I met Harold Watts, I met Leonard Smith, and and I would even say even beyond Kappa, man, these just being great dudes, I would have probably befriended them anyway or whatever, but they let me in their circle. We started, just kind of seeing each other, here and there, and other brothers like Lindrell Randall and there's other brothers there, And so, man, I was like, I want to be a part of this. I have family that are Kappas. And so, just all around impact. And, it was just one of those things where I kind of knew coming out of high school that this is what I wanted to be a part of. And, and now getting to the work side of Kappa, just kind of seeing or having an equal balance. And so that's why, I'm still, doing what I can now to be to help push the aims and purposes of the fraternity, because I just loved it so much then.
All right, next is Harold.
For me, being a transplant from Illinois, it's a little bit different. So when I actually got to ASU, I really didn't have a circle of people that we kind of identified with. However, the majority of the men in my family are all Omegas, and the ladies are Deltas. So kind of being raised in that Omega Delta kind of atmosphere, that really wasn't where I fit in at. So coming to ASU and getting a chance to actually meet the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi of Theta Mu at the time gave me an opportunity to really see a special place that I belong. And it gave me the opportunity to come in and be a part of this circle. And I see my ship, Dr. Anthony Coleman, just jumped on. So we are Spring 97, and we are a well-bonded group of individuals. So those gentlemen that came in at the same time with me, we are absolutely still just as close as we were when we, walked the ASU halls. So it gave me an opportunity to really be bonded with a group of folks. And Kappa Alpha Psi as a whole is amazing in itself, but your home chapter really means a lot. And I think that all of us, Theta Mu brothers here, Jonesboro alumni brothers here, all of us brothers from that come in from that Northeast Arkansas area, we really stick together and try to make sure that this bond is as tight as it possibly can. So we have a bond within a bond.
Absolutely. All right, Leonard, and then we'll bring in Dr. Coleman, who joined us a little late.
Okay, man. So I'm going to piggyback on Harold. It's a little different from me. I'm from a small town from Hazen, Arkansas. So I had no contact really with members of Kappa Alpha Psi. Who played the biggest part was my roommate at the time, was Destry Sturgis. It was something that he wanted to do, and we kind of did everything together. I had a class with, shout out to Curtis Walker. I worked with Brother Brian Singleton. I seen Harold on campus, and I liked what I saw in the organization. It seemed like, it was presented as, cream of the crop, and these guys all had great grades. They all dressed nice. It just seemed like the place where I fit in, man, where and everybody just was a genuinely good guy. And I just wanted to be a part of it. And Harold was a major part of me, throughout my membership, being a member. Harold guided me along the way quite a bit as well. Can't not mention Harold Watts, man. I don't know that I'd be sitting here without Harold. So, our friendship has grown over the years. Brother Banks, I probably talked to DeVicchio 2 times every single day. And Cornelius, he got a new job. He can't talk to us as much as we used to, but the bond is crazy. And I came in 98, and all of us, the 8 guys that came in with me, we have a fantasy football tournament every year where we've done that consistently for 20 years, man. So we're just the bond is amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I hope that all the members that come through the Theta Mu chapter, the Jonesboro Alumni chapter, have the same experience that I do. I genuinely love these guys, man. I just can't say enough about the organization, and whether we're members or not, they will still be my friends.
Absolutely. All right, let's bring in Dr. Coleman as we get ready to wind down. So basically, kind of explain what made you want to be a Kappa.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. I just literally got up and saw this on. I'm always following KLEK, and so I appreciate KLEK for what you're doing for the community. And of course, it caught my eye when I saw my brothers on here. And happy anniversary to all y'all, J5 on the day. The great thing about it is that my grandson, my oldest grandson, my first grandchild was born today. So I, of course, and he already knows how to throw up the yo. So he better recognize. But anyway, it is great to be here. Of course, we appreciate all the supporters and everyone that supported us during this time as we are representing this city. And one thing, I'll be honest with you, I believe in being a man of character and integrity, but the one thing that really drew me, I'll just be honest with, was the swag. And I saw the swag, I saw the Canes, I saw how they interacted. And when I was a young guy, and literally, I may have been 10 years old when a gentleman was walking down the road with KSI across his cap. And I just liked him. And I asked him, what is that? And he told me a little bit about it at 10 and how he twirled the cane and so on and so forth, just right in my neighborhood. And so ever since then, I always wanted to be a part. But after I learned more about it and did my research, achievement has been the #1 goal and focus for this fraternity. And so everything that I do is try to strive to achieve to be the best and be the best I can be. And so I appreciate God for these brothers, these relationships that we have garnered through these years. Harold, I don't know, what is it, 25, 30 years? How long now? That we have been together. It's been a while. And then I'm the oldest of all of them.
Yes, you are.
So it's even more crazy, but I appreciate the bond. I appreciate the fellowship. It doesn't matter where we go across the country. If there's something going on, if we see another brother, they're always grateful and open arms and whatever we can do for each other. And that's what brotherhood and fraternity is about. So thanks for this time.
All right, and thank you. And
Hold on, Brother Coleman. This is Leonard, man. I want to chime in. I'd be remiss if we didn't take time. I mean, this organization is founded on achievement, and I feel like we missed the opportunity. Brother Coleman, Dr. Coleman has had a major win in the city of Jonesboro, and I do want him to speak on it and acknowledge the great things this brother is doing for the city. Talk to us, Brother Coleman.
all right, well, quick, you got like 60 seconds, and then we're gonna have to stop the radio part, but we'll continue the stream. So just quickly, about 60 seconds, and then we'll continue on the stream.
Well, I appreciate it. And yes, I am on the city council, and because of brothers around here in the community, even fraternity brothers, as well as both several party members, different party members have supported us. And I just want to appreciate the African-American community, our brothers and sisters that have supported us. And we're here to do great things. I'm rolling up my sleeves, as I said.
All right, and that's going to do it, at least on the radio, for this edition of Community Conversations. Happy Founders Day to each and every one of you gentlemen on the call, and to all of the members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I pray that you enjoy your day. And to everyone out there listening, you guys have a great and blessed day. We're going to continue this conversation online. And don't forget, tomorrow, 9:00 a.m., Kwabila's Tribute Show. Don't miss it. Jump on and share your memories. This is KLEK 102.5 FM. Okay, so we're still on the live stream. So Dr. Coleman, you can continue, because I'm before he called you out, I actually was going to say the same thing, because obviously the motto of Kappa Alpha Psi is achievement in every field of human endeavor, and you're literally representing that achievement right there. So please continue. Well,
I don't know really much more to say at this point, because I'm a neo now. I'm starting over as it relates to being on the city council. But we did have our swearing in on Sunday. And then our first official meeting was on Tuesday. And one thing that I shared during that meeting, and I want to keep it true, is that I want the people of Ward 6 to know that not only do I represent them, but it is my charge to them to make certain that they hold me accountable, because I'm not here just to have a name or just to have a title, but I'm here to work for the community. And I think it's so important that the minority, the Black, Brown, the African Americans, as well as other ethnic groups are represented. It's one thing to be on the board, but it's another thing to actually make a voice and have a voice. I'm not speaking disparagingly against any of the council members that are on or have been on the board, but I know I'm not afraid of a mic. I'm not afraid to ask questions. I'm not afraid to challenge if there is a need to challenge, and so on and so forth. I think it's important that we have, especially as African Americans, that we have representatives who are articulate, who have a background that they're not ashamed of, that one that our community can really push and support. And I say that because even during the campaign, Brother Leonard, I don't know if you knew this, but my opponent really said a lot of disparaging things about me. And it was shot down so quick because not only did our brothers and sisters of our community, our African-American community, step up because they knew me, because they knew, you know, hey, I've been in this community over 26 years. But even the people across the track, if you would let me say it like that, even others, whether it was Republican Party or Democratic Party or others, they stood up. They said, wait a minute, we know that first of all, this kind of campaign should not be, because this is city council, it's a nonpartisan race. But they literally tried to paint a picture that I was a criminal, and they put my Black picture up and said that there are some legal issues. And in Atlanta, when I was living in Atlanta, and I had to say, listen, I was the victim. And see, that's the part that really ticks me off, is that just because you're Black and you have a report or a legal report on you, then you are automatically a criminal. And so I had to get back on there and refute that and say, hey, I was a victim. Somebody broke into my apartment and stole my firearm, stole my whatever. And so even in 2022, last year, and of course 23, we're still having to fight that battle, brothers. And we have to make certain that we have people in the right place that don't mind speaking the right thing, but also it's important that we have the background and we're able to articulate those things that that needs to be articulated in a way and in a manner that will help push us, help represent us. And I think that's important. And so the sky, they say the sky's the limit, but it's not. I think we ought to do more. I just want to pave the way for even more African Americans, diversity, women to be involved as well. So thank you, Leonard. Appreciate it.
And that actually speaks to what was said in the earlier part of the conversation about the fraternity being founded, in an area where there is such rampant racism. So thank you for your comments, and definitely well said. All right, before we get up out of here, any shout outs? Anyone y'all want to shout out before we get up out of here?
Definitely want to shout out to my LBs, Fall 2001, and all the men of Kappa Alpha Psi across the globe. Yo.
Shout out Spring 09.
Same thing here, man. Definitely want to shout out my line brothers. Spring 98, man, love those guys. Shout out to the entire 30 chapter and the Jonesboro Alumni chapter as well. But I also want to everybody's been a part of this, man. Gansey, you can speak on this too, but we had a very unique bond with all the D9 organizations when we were in school, man. Like nobody charged anybody to come to each other's parties. We were all one group, man. I mean, the Alpha, Sigmas, Omegas, and Kappas were together. If we went to a different campus, man, A-State we riding together, no matter what was said or who said what, man, we're all together. And that's a very unique bond. I've never seen anything like it on any other campus that I've ever attended. So I definitely want to shout out everybody that's been around, man, and everybody I've come in contact with, man. This is not a one-man journey, man. Everybody's been in this thing.
Right. And I definitely appreciate that. And it is true. And even now with us at KLEK, we have almost the entire D9. I think we don't have any IOTAs that are a part of our team. But hey, anybody is welcome to be a part of the KLEK family. But we pretty much got everybody else in the D9 in some capacity that works or supports KLEK. And so we definitely appreciate that. And of course,
I definitely want to. I forgot to shout out my girl, Wabila. Rest in love. Listen, she loved the Kappas. She loved everybody, but she loved the Kappas. She loved Theta Mu, Jonesboro alumni. She even loved Kappa League above the other two. And so she always wanted Kappa League to do something for her. You know, whatever program she had going on, she would reach out and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, but I want Kappa League to be a part of it. And so, man, shout out to my girl. Like, man, like she was a huge supporter of anything we had going on. And, you know, we're going to definitely miss her. We love her. And we're going to try to keep her legacy going. And just wanted to shout that out for everyone to know how much of an impact she was to, especially when I was doing certain things in Jonesboro. Man, she was right there every time. So I just wanted to shout her out.
Absolutely. And we will be having her tribute show tomorrow, 9 o'clock a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. So hopefully some of you guys can jump back on that call. If you have to go in and out, that's fine. But, you know, we will be honoring her memory and her legacy. And also 5 p.m. tomorrow, DJ King Vic will be in the mix playing all of Kwabila's favorite songs. So since we are doing tributes, I got shout out one of your brothers who also was one of our biggest supporters, Tierra Hamilton. He's definitely someone else that is sorely missed in the community.
Sure.
Wait a minute. So I missed it, and I think my internet connection kind of got weird. So we did shout out Spring 97, right? Just in case.
Hey, my saying.
Hey, and before we jump off the call, let's make sure that we mention Dr. Wilbur Gaines again and Brother Theron Hightower. Those two individuals, they have been truly instrumental in making sure that all things from start of Kappa Alpha Psi in the Jonesboro area and up to now. I know that, you know, Dr. Gaines gets a lot of credit for his on-campus activities and all of his involvement there and bringing the Theta Mu chapter to life in Jonesboro. But I want to make sure that we mention Theron Hightower. You know, he has truly been a real live instrument in keeping things together with us. When we made mistakes, Hightower was a huge part of making sure that we were brought back to life from some of those mistakes. So we definitely appreciate those brothers that kind of helped us keep things together.
Absolutely. And of course, Kelly K, he's part of our history too. And when we were getting ready to launch the station, when he was still at UPS, you know, he would always drop off all of our equipment while we were trying to build a station.
Huge supporter.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
I think I'm good. I'm ready to celebrate.
All right. Well, go ahead and send us out with a good old yo. And
which one of y'all brothers from 97 gonna lead us out with the shimmy or the throwing the bows? No, we don't. Y'all don't shimmy. Y'all throw the bows back in 97. Like
we throw the bows back in 97. Right. 97. Look, hey, from 97 all the way up until probably 2000. When did they start shimming? 2015.
We were shimmying then, man.
We did a little bit of both of them.
Yeah, we were shimmying then too, man. Come on.
At the pavilion
back in 01.
I remember we did that. I did a shimmy and we did that Greek show, and Moselle, you know, she already tall.
Yeah.
And as short as I am, man, she picked me up, scared the mess out of me.
Yes, sir.
Yo, God bless everybody.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Community Conversations. Happy Founders Day once again, gentlemen. And to everyone out there listening, you guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK 102.5 FM.
Yo.